Hey gang, Chief Meteorologist Marcus Bailey here on this Thursday about 11:30 in the morning. Just want to give you an update on where we stand, what we can expect as we roll through the rest of the day and then into the evening. Got a couple of concerns that we'll be watching as we roll over the next couple of hours. First, again, the concern for flooding potential with still a little bit more rain to go later on this afternoon, and then the winds really picking up as we head later on into the day. This is a look at radar as of 11:30. You can see a band kind of moving through now the heart of the area from Interstate 74 just east of Peoria, and then that stretches all the way up to the north into Bureau County, and this is moving to the north and east. So we're going to have a little bit of a lull coming in here over the next couple of hours before we actually see the next wave pushing in here along a cold front, as a very strong area of low pressure associated with that will be pushing just to our north. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. I'm going to double panel this, and I do want to show you where we're kind of sitting right now as far as estimated rainfall numbers. Okay, these aren't 100% precise, but you can see where the heaviest rain has been. It's been northwest of Peoria. Areas in the red here, let me zoom back in, from Knox County through Stark County, portions of northern Marshall County, and then up towards southern Bureau County. In the red here, estimating at around 2 inches of rainfall. Then you get into the yellows here, northwestern Peoria County, around 1.5 inches, and then around Peoria, estimating close to about 0.8 of an inch of rainfall. And this is from since last night, so this is storm total. And many of the reports that have been coming in have been lining up with that. You haven't seen quite as much down to the south and east. Bloomington getting up to around that 0.5 inch, some areas up to around 0.6 of an inch. And you get north of town up towards then Pontiac, you're getting closer to that inch of precipitation. And then you go much further south, just haven't seen quite as much. You had these waves that were really lining up northwest of Peoria, where really the heaviest rain has been. Haven't seen a lot of reports of major flooding as of right now. Again, we still have another band that we're going to be waiting on. Let me show you the broader perspective here. Again, this is the composite radar at 11:35. So we've got this band that's moving to the north and east, and then we've got this that's out to the west. Now, you see the snow, no concern for that. That's going to move to the north and east. We're going to see a line kind of develop, pretty thin but potent line that will kind of swing through the area pretty quickly. Let me turn off the radar, and I'm going to turn the model on here. And we'll just strictly focus on precipitation first, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to expect as far as winds go. So this is at noon on the HRRR model. Does a pretty good job, goes 15 hours out. It's called, stands for High Resolution Rapid Refresh, and it updates every hour. All right, and we're going to take you through here the rest of the day. You can see these this line that will start to get going here. And again, you're going to see some pretty impressive rain with this. It will be brief. This takes us into, let's see, that's 4 o'clock. Let's go back to 3 o'clock here. This is 3 o'clock, seeing this line out to the west, and that's going to continue to push to the east. Again, we're not expecting severe weather, but we'll have some pops of lightning and thunder. There could be some very gusty winds associated with some of these thunderstorms that do push on through. This is 5 o'clock this evening, and then 6 o'clock, we're thinking most of this should be out of here, and we then will dry out for the rest of the afternoon. Let's back it up, and then I'm going to throw the surface pressure on here too. So this is going to show you where the low is and where the next concern is. By the way, I should mention we could see up to an additional 0.5 inch of rain with this line that's going to move on through later on today. So if we've seen about 0.8 of an inch of precip here in Peoria, that's going to put us well over the inch mark. Again, so flooding's still an issue. That's what we're going to watch for as we head through the rest of the day. All right, now I threw the pressure on in there, and this thing is really going to get wound up tight. And what happens when you get that, as this low on the north end of this low here, northwest, you're going to be talking, this is all snow here. There's much colder air that's going to be here. The low obviously centered here. And on the backside of that low, it's cold air, really windy. They're going to be talking blizzard conditions. In fact, blizzard warnings out for much of central Iowa, stretching up in extreme southern portions of Minnesota. They're going to be seeing several inches and then blizzard-like conditions with really high winds later on today to our northwest. It's all rain for us, though. We're on the warm side of this track, thankfully. This will take us through, let's see, we're going here 5 o'clock. And this thing really gets wound up tight. You're talking about 982 millibar low, and this is going to continue to deepen and strengthen. This is at 6 o'clock this evening. That's when we think anytime you're seeing these lines really close together, this is a really wound up system, that means the winds are really going to be howling. So some powerhouse winds starting probably late afternoon into the evening hours and probably continuing into the overnight as this thing just kind of hovers just north of us, so it's going to be nearby. And again, it continues to deepen. That's at 979 millibars. So the lower this thing gets, the deeper and stronger it becomes. And with it being nearby, we're going to be talking about those really strong winds. We're going to be talking sustained winds, we think. And again, this is around 8 o'clock this evening here on this model. And again, we're just going to continue to go on through the evening. You're going to be talking sustained winds up to around 30 miles per hour. So that's constant winds. So that's pretty strong in itself. And then gusts getting up to around 40, 50, 55. We could see gusts as high as 60 miles per hour, especially the further north you go. The closer you get to that low, that's where you're going to have maybe even some stronger winds. So this is going to cause some big problems. And these winds mainly coming out of the west, maybe at times coming out of the west-northwest. So traveling north-south roads it's going to be pretty tricky, especially for high-profile vehicles. You're going up Interstate 55, you're going north on Interstate 39, or any of the north-south roads for that matter. It's going to be pretty problematic for the latter portions of, really beginning in the latter portions of the afternoon and then continuing all evening long. We do have a high wind watch, or a high wind warning, I should say, in effect for most of our area. Extreme northern counties along I-80 under a wind advisory. We'll see if that gets changed. But majority of our viewing area right here is under that high wind warning. And again, that's going to start at 6 o'clock this evening. That will continue through the rest of the late evening hours. So two main concerns as we roll through the rest of the day. The next round of rain that will roll through later on in the afternoon, it will be a quick hitter, but again could provide up to around a half an inch of precipitation. Could see a few thunderstorms below severe limits, but could see some gusty winds out of that. And then the big time winds that are going to be rolling in the wake of this cold front that's going to be moving through, and this low that will be camping out just to our north. So just wanted to keep you advised on that. Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated via social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And I'll see you on the TV side on WMBD 31 News starting at 4, continuing at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Have a safe Thursday.